Ah! It's a year later. Drz400 is now turned 2 years old of me going to the dealer and buying it. Obviously, she looks a little different. And I have had a little niggle with it in the past year, but other than that, she's been solid. But the issue I had was very well documented, and I'll tell you. We'll start with it, actually. Right behind this here cover, right here, there is a nut. And it's very common on DRZs for that nut to back off. And sometimes when that nut backs all the way off, you're going to find yourself in the real world of shit. Because that'll start flopping around in there and tear up all your wires, and sometimes they can even snap the end of that shaft off. And sometimes they just do it anyway because it's just stupid. I don't know. It's just what DRZs do. So every couple oil changes or so, pop this cover off, which you should be doing anyway. Pop that cover off, check and make sure that nut is nice and tight. I don't remember what the torque spec. I think it's like 105 foot-pounds, something like that. I'll have to look it up again, but just go ahead and do it. And in case you haven't noticed, whew, she got a new chain on her. 9,400 miles is how I got out of the stock chain, and then all the O-rings flew apart and was all worn out on the top and the sides. It was just flopping around like everything. It was almost at the end of its adjustment, so I had to replace it with a nice gold OEM RK chain. Now I did chew through a back tire too. Went with a little bit bigger of a tire. This is a 510. I had a 460 on it last year. Obviously American, not communist sizes, but you can do communist sizes. That'd probably be like a 100-100 versus a 90-100. I don't know exactly what it is. 510. There he is. And that does decrease your top speed a little bit and does make it a little bit more boggy, but you step back and look at it, it looks a lot more badass having that big-ass tire on the back of it. But performance over looks, and also a little bit better off-road because you got bigger tire. I installed Yoshimura back box. Probably picked up a little bit of power, made it sound pretty good. Also changed the jetting inside of the carburetor to accommodate said back box. And then immediately smashed it into a rock. Like within a week of putting this on here, Murphy's Law, smash it right into a rock. And then I smashed it about 12 more times on top of it. And then I installed my nice white plastics that immediately got scuffed because they're, well, we're not going to get into that, but Acerbis, come on, man. Come on, Acerbis. Why you fit like this? I've seen better panel gaps on a Tesla. And I did have to chew it pretty good. Let's have a look. Oh. Oh, and the wires too. Just kind of pinched up in there. Ugh, yikes. So definitely be aware of that if you're thinking about getting an Acerbis plastics kit, because that was kind of bullshit. Also, Acerbis tank, she really big. I get almost 200, I get maybe over 200, 220 miles on this tank of gas now. But we have a little issue here, and yeah, underneath here, there's supposed to be a little, I don't know if y'all can see it. See those bolts there? There's supposed to be a little hook that goes on that. Well, the hook that comes with this tank, obviously you can't use the stock tank has it made into it. Doesn't really work. It just doesn't, it's too far back. So if you go to put your seat on there with this tank, it don't work. It's frustrating. But it is a cheaper tank you can buy. I mean, at Acerbis, you want to go up to a Safari tank, which is a lot better. And that's also a little bit bigger. It's a 4.4. This is only a 3.9. You're paying twice as much as I paid for this, but obviously you're probably going to get a better quality tank, to be honest. So I would probably save your money if get you a Safari 4.4. I can't recommend the Acerbis. But if you're broke like me, go get you the Acerbis and make sure you get your little hose, because it doesn't come with anything and there's nowhere to route it, so it's just kind of sitting down in there. I did finally chew out a front tire after I think put 7,000 miles on that front tire. Finally chewed it out, went ahead and replaced it, and she's looking pretty good. No really other issues to worry about. If y'all got questions, go ahead and let me know, and obviously just go out there and buy her new. Doesn't really cost all that much more than a used one. You'll have a really great machine to enjoy for years and years that you don't have to worry about. And I figured I'd add a little side note here. The brick The ET finger, whatever people call this. Yeah, that's going to stay there. And every time I hear somebody message me, get rid of the brick. I hate the brick. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want the brick. I don't want to see the brick on your bike. I'm like, okay, you want to go buy a DRZ for yourself and then take the brick off, you can. But this is my brick. I'm keeping the brick. And every time I hear that, I'm going to put a little tick on a notebook. That's how many years that brick is going to stay there. Unless I break it off, do it looping a wheelie or something. Then I'll have to put I could probably get another brick, but at that point I just buy a Yoshimura tail tidy just to spite people. Keep it there. Gotta be looser. Gotta be happy in this world. It's really fucking hard to do it. That Putin steamroll in Ukraine, well, he's trying to. Idiot. It's hard to stay positive. So just try and stay positive. Make your DRZ all yellow. And go out there and live a wonderful life. Peace out.